Hello, my name is Joshua Rudd with Ruddshomefarm, and today I will show you how I grow my indoor tomatoes hydroponically. I recently upgraded my grow light and added a grow tent because the tomatoes were not getting enough light. Now they are doing great and producing. Watch how I do it. As usual, check out the description for more information. Let's get into it. These are my tomatoes. This used to be a full plant. I'll show you a picture of that. I cut it down yesterday because it was all vegging and no fruiting. Had like 4 tomatoes on there out of that whole big plant. So I cut it all the way down, which is an experiment I want to see if it grow back. And it, like, within a day, it's grown a foot back. It's like, I'm coming back with a vengeance. This one has a lot of fruit on it, but it's not turning red. I'm not sure if it just takes a while, or it's been about a week or so, or maybe I gotta figure out why it's doing that. But these are my tomato plants, very healthy. This system is a crack key system with a DWC bubbler, which is turned off so you don't hear it. Here's the air bubbler line, and this is crack key here. You can see. That's crack key. I use both systems because if all you do is add a bubbler and then you get a lot of benefits. You make sure that you just 100% make sure there's enough oxygen in the water, which is very important, that the roots get oxygen and enough of it. So it doesn't hurt to add a air bubbler to your crack key method if possible. I'm using the grow tent because as you can see, the bottom of this plant still kind of isn't getting a lot of light, and you can see it wilting and kind of flaming out because it's dark, but it was way better than what it was. I had it over here in the open, and it was not even getting close to the amount of light that it needed. And this grow tent is awesome. So I'm able to add these fans, right? These fans are my pollinators and coolers. According to my thermometer, it was 81 degrees in there and about 40% humidity. I keep it right there just so I can measure the temperature. So you want to keep it between 70 and 80 degrees. This grow light probably facilitates the heat, which is probably the hottest grow light I've ever used, but still can hold on to it. Still probably like maybe 90 degrees at worst. 90 degrees, 80 probably. This is the grow light I upgraded to. It was the VivoSun VG2000, I believe. Links in the description, of course. And out here, there's a little vent to where I blow in the air from the outside up here. I just have a regular swivel fan, and I just shove air into that so it's got enough air exchanges. But also, let's talk about nutrients. So I use General Hydroponics Flora Nova right now, which is Bloom, which I like that they just make it so simple. Everything is in here for bloom, and there's another one that has vegging. So when it's a little plant, like my seedlings over here, they're getting the vegetative stuff. But as soon as I start seeing flowers, then I switch to this. And as you can see, there's lots of flowers. Lots of flowers. They're all over the place. And hopefully, real soon, I'll be able to pick them. Also, to note, I use 4-inch net cups. This is a 4-inch net cup. And I just cut a hole into these containers I get from work. I work at a pharmaceutical company, and they throw away these little containers all the time. So I was like, sweet. These are connected in tandem. That's why there's 3 containers here. This is the one that I fill and empty it with. Let's see if I can open it. Okay. So as you see here, you got a little tube, and then they're connected to each other, so I don't have to disturb the plant by pouring in directly. I can pour into this one, I can empty in this one, and then it sucks it from there, or fills it the other 2. So all in all, it's fairly easy. Also, you want to make sure you have tomato cages. right? Tomatoes are very tall, bushy plants. And this thing here is a plant netting, which kind of keeps it away from the grow light, because as this stuff grows up and touches the grow light, it'll just scorch it. See, that was a little warm to my hand. It'll just scorch it and the plant will get burned. And it's like you want the canopy to kind of be a few inches away, so it's like it gets more coverage than if all the vegetative stuff is directly under it. So that's how I grow tomatoes. Also, I usually start my tomatoes, which are over here. Let's take a walk. Okay, these are my tomatoes. I wasn't sure how long the cherry tomatoes last, but apparently cherry tomatoes are indeterminate. So that means if you just keep cutting them down, they'll keep growing back forever, indefinitely. Well, if you were to plant them outside, then it'll be for the season. Eventually it'll get too cold and the plant will die. But if you grow stuff indoors, you don't have that problem. So technically, you should be able to indefinitely grow infinite amount of tomatoes off of one plant. Technically. And here's our seedlings for tomatoes. I'm having two more come up behind it just in case. So after you have set seedlings, I usually put rock wool cubes. Okay, so it's hard to see in here, but you got a lot of these little clay pebbles I use to just cover up the rock wool cube so you don't get a lot of algae. You want to cover up algae from the top of the rock wool cube. And it also kind of keeps all the little dead stuff from getting into the water, which is a big no-no. That's a good way to get root rot in your system, is if you have a lot of dead plant matter in your water. Okay, so I think that tutorial is good enough. If you have any questions, always feel free to ask me questions. And I hope I was able to teach you something, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.